So on this episode, we're gonna be doing a construction clean up here in Ridgeway, Colorado today. So the construction clean on this one's gonna be pretty basic because all the plastic is still on the windows. There's not debris such as stucco, paint, and things like that that you get on some of the construction cleans. So this one's actually gonna be pretty basic for the most part. So I'm gonna start by just removing the plastic, and then from there I'll just get a little bit of the steel wool and touch up little things where dust and whatnot stucco may have got on the perimeter where the plastic's not touching. And then we'll go from there. And I also kind of want to just note on how I charge for construction cleans. So I charge 3 times higher for construction than I do for a normal residential clean. So I'm usually around $5 per pane. So just for this window alone, up in this top right corner, I'm charging $15 per pane just for this. That's kind of how I'm structuring for my construction cleans. So let's get started on this. And this can be a pain in the butt at times. You just have to kind of find an angle and get started on it. One more. So like I said, this one is covered with the plastic, so it makes it super easy because for the most part the window is already clean. There's a couple things like this where the plastic rips, or stucco might rip the plastic. So there's sometimes little stucco and whatnot on these windows. So then you just have to go from there. Come here and see your mop. Typically I already have my wet mop, and I forgot to get my mop wet today, so I have to use this guys. So then I'll just go get this nice and wet.
Just drop it.
And then because this window does have some debris on it, not much, I'll get my scraper, and you guys do have to be very careful with these because you can scratch windows. So make sure you guys get scrapers that are designed for glass, but just be very careful and always go one way like this. Don't go back and forth, because as you go back and forth, whatever debris is caught in the blade will actually scratch the window. So I'll always go one way like this. And I got that off. So from there, I'll just go back, and since I scraped some of the water off, go back to getting these wet again. And then like I said in my last video I did, the fanning method, I'll just do that again. So come up at a 45, And then I'll go straight across and I'll end at a 45 again right there. Then I'm gonna go back, and they call it going over the mountain. So I'm just kind of working my squeegee up over the water and back down. And then sometimes you have to go back and catch whatever water you missed. I'll end like that. And then I'll just get my towel. And I'm going back and getting any water that's right here around the sill of the window. And you always want to go back and detail all of your windows like this, because it stops any water that may leak down and get on your windows, which eventually obviously is going to lead to the window streaking and overall just look dirty. So I'll do that. And then, again, the plastic on these windows, when they install them, the plastic doesn't go all the way from sill to sill. There is a little bit of a gap on the window where the plastic doesn't touch. So I don't know if you guys can see it in these, but there's a little bit of debris along the window sill. And that's just from people, like them putting the stucco like this and stuff on, or sawdust, whatever it may be. And so then I'll get the Quad Zero steel wool. I'll make another video explaining exactly the steel wool and whatnot that you buy, but it's got to be Quad Zero. If not, it can't scratch the windows. This can too. You just have to be careful. It's a lot less likely though. But I'll just real gently work that along this debris. Like so. I don't know how well you guys can see, but it is gone. It takes it off super easy, but I'll just keep working that all the way around and get any spots that I see that has some gunk and debris and whatnot on it. And sometimes that little steel wool will leave like little steel wool pieces on the glass. So then I'll just get a dry microfiber towel, kind of like these. This is the younger towel. This one works really good just for doing like little spot touches. But I'll go, and if there's like a little bit of a streak, or like I said, a little bit of like steel wool on the window, you can take it right off and it does not leave streaks behind it. But like I said, the towel does have to be completely dry for it not to leave any streaks. And just like that, that's how you guys do construction cleans. As I get more and more construction cleans, I'll show you guys more videos on how to remove stucco. But that's the basic video for how to do a construction clean. So thanks for watching.